Hello, 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 everybody! This, as always, am Statius Maximus El Geeko Supremo with extra cheese. How you doing, Mr. KaPao? Tonight, our month of awkward love continues with Love on the Peacock Express. In this game, players take on the role of a female private investigator who has an eye for the hot older ladies. Found this game on Itch.io. I will add a link to it on the YouTube page once I get it all up, and yeah, let's get right on into it. Hey, what's up, Alan? What's up, buddy? Hey, about to play a little dating sim game here where we romance the old ladies. Love on the Peacock Express. Let's see, what is your name? Press enter to submit. Alright. Well, we are playing a female investigator, so instead of MrKaPao, let's be Miss KaPao for tonight. A light breeze slips through the kite station as the Peacock Express pulls up on the tracks. This late in the summer, it's starting to cool down, and I'm grateful for my jacket. That's not going to stop me from going on vacation. I've been waiting for months. Please line up for the train in an orderly fashion. The conductor will take your passes, one at a time. Despite her request, the crowd surges forward, jostling me into the very center. Dodging bags and wayward elbows, I squeeze my way into the actual line as the door to the train slides open. Let's hope it's not as bad as the seductor. Let's hope it's not that bad. I heard some pretty good reviews about this game, actually, Alan. Anyway, it's a full week trip from start to finish, weaving around the country with stops in half a dozen major cities. For once, I could kick back and take the ultimate scenic route. Tickets out, darling. We have a lot of you to get through. The conductor fills the doorway with a burst of flair and color. Her rich red uniform, lined with gold, she winks when I catch her eye, and heat rushes up to my face. Well, how you doing? It'll be a while before she gets to me, though. You're first in line, miss. She's cut off by a ticket being shoved underneath her chin. The woman in front is a tall, silver, and sharp as a polished blade. If you would. Of course, ma'am. Wouldn't want to hold up a VIP. A bright smile from the conductor goes unanswered, and once she's ripped off the tab of her ticket, the other woman vanishes inside the main cart. Oh, she does have the evil eye, Alan. She does, and I likes it. I like to be a little intimidated, and it's a turn on. It's a turn on. Anyway, conductor. Next, I scoot a couple of steps forward when there's a gap in the line, only to hear the conductor grunt with effort as two large canary yellow suitcases are urged right into her hands. Sorry, if you could help me with these real quick, I'll get out of your hair. No problem, ma'am. How many of these do you have? 5? Oh, no, 6? Excellent. Hey, Alan, I likes what I like. I likes what I like. It's hard not to laugh as the conductor tries to juggle the suitcases, ticket, and gracefully accept the woman's apologies all at once. The passenger does her best to help, but there are just so many bags. I'll be right back, everyone. She returns a moment later, smoothing out the wrinkles in her vest, and calls up the next person in line. An older woman with her hair cut short and clean, reaching in the pocket of her old jeans, taking out a brown ticket. She hesitates, letting one drop before pulling a black wallet from her jacket instead. It's the salt and pepper butch. Here you go, miss. Head on the back and try not to be a stranger to everyone, okay? This is a pleasure trip. And how? I'll keep that in mind. Wouldn't want to disappoint a lady. The scar across her mouth tugs tight when she smiles. A little flustered, the conductor waves her inside the train. And next? Oh, that's me. At least I don't have a lot of baggages to carry on board. Hello, sweetheart. Tickets, please. Here you go. Ooh, I am cute. I am cute. I am hella cute. She holds it up to the light for a moment before tearing off the shoulder end and handing the rest of the ticket back. I wonder if the conductor likes her job. I guess I could always ask. Is this work as exciting as it looks? Her laughter is light, almost playful. I catch a twinkle in the conductor's eye as she looks me over from head to toe. What do you think? Exciting lives, mission it might be, depending on what you do for a living. Well, I'm a private investigator. Emphasis on private. Like the classic type, sniffing out clues and poring over files in my tiny office at home. I don't have enough cases to hire a secretary, though. Hopefully, I will soon. You are now. How interesting. Then, shouldn't you know whether or not I like my job? Sharpen an eye, gumshoe. Okay, oh, we can investigate like this. Okay, kind of cool. It is actually, it's described as a mystery MILF dating game. So, let's see, the hat. That's funny. The symbol on the hat doesn't match the one on the outside of the train. Let's see. Not enough to make everything match, I guess. Her lips purse. I think I might have struck a nerve. Oops. My inflations aside, how much did they tell you? Okay. She's definitely teasing me. That would mean the conductor really does like her job, or she's being snarky to call attention to the obvious. Either way, she's pretty and a little older than I expected at first glance. I think you're pulling my leg. You like pulling my leg. Freeing offense with a sigh. The conductor puts a hand over her heart. You wound me, young lady. Her clothes look brand new, like they've just come right off the rack. Either the train company changes them with every season, or she hasn't been doing her job very long. Let's see. Well, you make the fall colors look good. Well, you make the fall colors look really good. Delight brightens the conductor's eyes. I'm not sure how much that will show on my annual review, but I appreciate it. Before I could open my mouth again, the conductor hushes me with a light squeeze on one shoulder. Fun it is to chat, there are plenty of people in line behind you. I'm afraid your ticket wasn't an early bird reservation. No assigned seat. What does that mean? It means you have to choose who to share a cart with. Yep, Alan. KaPao with the mower ladies. I dig them. I dig them cougars. I dig them cougars. The whole passenger manifest is a mile long. So, how about you make my life a little easier and choose from the three ladies that already came on board? I'm sure they all make for charming company. She holds out a trio of tickets for me, and I take a closer look. All right. Let's go from left to right. Let's start off with this. We're gonna go through each one of them. We're gonna try to, well, we'll at least try to go through each one of them tonight. At once, that elegantly dressed woman comes to mind. She seems sweet, if a little high maintenance. Who needs that much luggage for a one-week trip? I spotted more than one designer label on those bags, and on her cute little clutch too. Ma'am? Let's go for it. Is her cabin free? I quickly point out which woman I mean. The conductor smiles at me as though she knew all along who I'd request. Just don't get too starstruck. Before I have time to ask any more questions, I'm hustled inside the train. In no time at all, I find my compartment and enter without knocking. Toot toot! I probably should have knocked. The woman sits there looking out the window with a forlorn expression. I get the sense she's looking at something much further away than the stationary train next to us in the station. Wherever she is, it takes her a moment to come back and notice me, but she does, blinking once a surprise. Oh, hello! The moment she smiles, it's like a sun is shining throughout the whole room. I was wondering if I would be I'd be wondering if I'd be stuck on the thing all along. That would be terribly boring, don't you think? She smiles even wider. I'm left tongue-tied. Suddenly struck by the urge to bow or tip my hat if I was wearing one, I stumble into an awkward introduction. I do, but now I feel pressured to be endlessly entertaining. Fortunately for you, being charming is my default state. Okay, I am gonna use that. I'm using that line. I like that line. Yeah, I dig it. I'm MrKaPao. And you are? My name is Iris, and it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Iris stands up and offers me her hand. I shake it, hoping my palms aren't too sweaty. The pleasure is all mine. Iris settles into her seat, smoothing down the hem of her dress. She's got that sort of perfectly practiced elegance that I could never muster. I was always a little too rough and tumble to ever feel comfortable in a dress as she looks. Though only a few seconds pass by, my mind is screaming for me to fill the void with conversation. Any kind of chatter to keep her talking that sugar-sweet, cookie-crumbling type of voice of hers. Yeah, I am going to steal a hookup line from Dating Sim. I'm just that kind of guy. Yeah, Alan, I'm just that kind of guy. Anyway, let's see, are you traveling for business or pleasure? Maybe my word choice was too easily misconstrued. She tucks a lock of hair behind her ear and smiles bashfully. I'm on vacation, actually. It's been a while since I was able to go somewhere just for myself. My job has me traveling most months out of the year. I see. I lift up a hand, interrupt her with a grin. Wait, wait, wait. Don't tell me. I'm a private eye. It's my job to find things that are hidden. I bet I could tell you things about yourself that even you didn't know. Consider a party trick. Oh? Well, I didn't know I was a lesbian until I hit 30. She got full lips, expressive. Right now she's smiling coyly, teasing me. So wouldn't be surprised if someone else I overlooked that you'll discover from me, detective. My cheeks heat up. An undeniable thrill lights up in me at the confirmation that I didn't even know I was waiting for. Iris crosses her legs, leans back in her chair, chin resting on one hand. Well, go on. You did promise me to be endlessly entertaining. Mind if I take your hands? Iris takes a good, long, languid moment to reply. It's just long enough to make me sweat and wonder again if I was about to get in trouble for shooting off at the mouth. Certainly. Hey, Angel Beer. How you doing, girl? Hey. Good to see me. Good to see you finally gracing us with your presence on my humble little stream. Anyway, back to the game. She rests her palm in mine. Instantly, a few details spring out to me. You had your nails professionally done not too long ago. The line on this French manicure is super crisp. Oh, thank you for asking, Angel Beer. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Doing good. We're just playing a mystery dating sim where I take on the role of a female private investigator who has an eye out for the older ladies. Let's see. Oh, I feel like I should click this. Don't make a sex joke. Let's see. We'll go with this one, actually. I'm going to be smooth. I'm going to be smooth. Long nails get in the way of something? You must need hands or something that requires focus and attention to detail. I do. I imagine long nails could get in the way of that. Plenty instruments, Iris? She just smiles. Anything else? You aren't wearing your wedding ring. Iris shifts from amused to shocked, almost concerned. It wasn't a graceful move, but I'm not one to blunt my words. Nothing else explains that tan line. It's faint, meaning she hasn't worn it in a while. But there's a indent on her finger, a mark of years of use. She was married for a long time. The divorce was a year ago. The way she's peering at me is different now, less doting, but not severe either, just interested. Smooth. More interested than she was before. What else can you tell me about myself, detective? Well, you smell really, really good. Gonna lay on the charm. Just a bit thick. She smells like shea butter and expensive perfume, but that's probably way out of line to mention. There's no way to say that without seeming like, well, a creep. A creep who sniffs people. Yeah, I know. I know some folks who are like that. Yeah. Well, I like your perfume. That's the most innocent way to say it, but I feel my cheeks heat up again from that knowing smile. Someone like her is probably complimented all the time. I wonder if she knew what I really wanted to say. And I can't quite tell what you do, but everything in me screams entertainment industry. But not an actress. Appearance is important to her, and the trappings of luxury. A musician? Perhaps. A singer? Why am I sensing someone is going to mention a early bird discount in a sexual term? Maybe. But I like to think I'm a little smoother than that. Perhaps in my younger years, but I as well matured and aged gracefully like fine wine. Iris laughs. Alright, fess up. There's no way you could have guessed that just by looking at me. Her almond eyes crinkle in mirth. You must be a fan of mine. If I wasn't before, I certainly am now. I let go of her hands reluctantly. Now that I don't have an excuse to touch her anymore, I expect her to retreat. But as the train pulls out of the station, she remains seated close to me. I am a singer, but I told my agent not to book anything again for the next few months. My voice needs time to recover, and I need to escape from a flash of hesitation. Unmistakable. Iris is a woman who wears her heart on her sleeves. I could tell she's not used to hiding who she is or what she's feeling. Is everything okay at home? I think of what she said about being recently divorced, a unfamiliar sting of jealousy, protectiveness. Everything is fine. I don't want to worry you with my problems, darling. You're a perfect stranger. I'm the perfect stranger for the situation. Let me help you. Please. At least, let me try. I'm sure you would rather enjoy your trip in peace. Despite her words, her hand inches towards her purse. She fiddles with something inside, running her index finger over it. It sounds like paper. Well, I never leave a damsel in distress. Whatever is bothering you, even if I can't help, well, I can at least be friendly ear to chatter to. She looks relieved, like I've given her permission. From her purse, she pulls out a thick, white envelope and rifles through its contents. I get sun splashes of color, thick, glossy sounds of photographs peeling apart after being stuck together too long. I haven't shown this to anyone. Under her breath, she speaks again, thinking out loud. It feels wrong somehow, like I should handle this myself. Let's see. It's okay to ask for help if you need it. I'll go with this one. I'm a professional. Leave it to me. I don't mean to pressure you, but I've seen it all in my line of business. If you're worried about shocking me or scaring me, I'm hard to spook. Her lip twitches half-heartedly, trying to smile. It's okay to ask for help sometimes. Iris pushes a handwritten note into my hands quickly. She then turns her whole body away as though she can't even bear to look at it any longer. Poor Iris. Whatever is in there, it can't be pretty. I quickly scan through the letter. I wish I could say I'm surprised by what it says. Someone is trying to blackmail you. That stack of photos have to be something incriminating. I wonder what Iris could possibly have in her past that she desperately wants hidden. She doesn't seem violent or criminal in any way. Oh dear. Hey, what's up, Darth Romulus? Dreaming for the AM, what's the occasion? I felt like, mixing up a little bit. As I said before, tonight we are playing Love on the Peacock Express, a dating sim where we play a female private investigator with an eye for the older ladies. Late night streams are better. Oh, I agree. That and it's usually when I actually have time to actually stream. Anyway, back to the game. The letter says that her career is built on lies, that Iris didn't earn her position or influence. It goes on to say that they'll expose her. They want me to send money to that account number or something here that doesn't make sense. Have you tried Vero yet? I do have Vero. I made an account. Haven't really invested much into it yet, but when I have some free time, I'll check it out more. Anyway, back to the game. I hate to interrupt her, but I noticed more than once her family name is brought up in a line of the letter. They say your family is the reason behind your success? Iris bites her lower lip, hand twitching up to cover her face. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. No, I do. It's just hard to admit. My name is... I told you my first name is Iris, and that's true, but most of my documents have a fake last name because my real one is Tangier. I'm Iris Tangier. A hefty silence falls between us, and I'm left reeling with the revelation. Tangier, as in the Tangier crime family. How could someone like Iris be mixed up in something like this? Ooh, the mystery deepens. I'm sure you can see why I can't go to the police with this. She speaks dryly, and seeing her so calm goes a long way towards making me calm as well. My heart is pounding still. Yeah. No kidding. So, are you and your family... There's no delicate way to phrase this. Are you close? Iris immediately shakes her head, clutching her purse a little tighter. No, not since I was a young woman. The moment I turned 18, I left them. Malahoni washes over her a shroud of sadness, dimming her sunshine smile. It was hard at first. Closing her eyes, she takes a deep breath. When she opens them, she is clear again. Whatever dark memories were holding her down, she wasn't going to let them win for long. But I knew if I stayed, I couldn't become independent. If I relied on them for one thing, no matter how slight, I'd be under their thumb forever. I'd be exactly what that letter is accusing me of being. She nods to it with a disgusted grimace. The very idea of them sabotaging my rivals or funding me in any way makes me sick. It takes great pains to see. And vet all my sponsors. And I never perform at any venue without researching who owns the stage. Poor Iris, that sounds so rough. More than anything, I want to ease her stress a bit, so I try to lighten the mood. So that's why I like you so much. Iris blinks. Love a girl who's into doing her own detective work. A startled laugh leaves her after a moment of stunned silence. Flustered, Iris can only wave me away. Let's see. Let's comfort her. It'll be okay. I know. I gotten out of worse scrapes than this. She sighs hugely. It's just so stressful to think that no matter what I do, it will always come back to them. No matter how much fame or fortune I acquire on my own, it'll be overshadowed by that last name. As Iris speaks, I keep glancing down at the rest of the envelope still in her possession. I'm certain that if there's anything I can do to fix this, the key lies in those photos. Mind if I take a look at those too, Iris? Iris is less hesitant to hand them over than the letter. Either she's more comfortable with me now, or she thinks they're less incriminating than the contents of the letter naming her as a gangster Harris. Shuffling through them, I fan them out on my lap and pore over what I find. Okay. This is actually pretty deep for a indie dating game. Go with this one. This photo is of a suitcase filled to bursting with cash. Ooh. The suitcase has a note taped to it saying it's a gift. Gift. It's addressed to a name I don't recognize. Who is this addressed to? Who is this? I tap on the name. My first agent. I know Iris says she's careful, but maybe... Was there a chance you slipped up, hired someone in cahoots with your family? I don't know. It was so long ago. This one. This is a pretty unassuming picture on its own. Just an empty stage, the walls painted lime green, the coat so fresh that the walls look shiny. Upon looking more closely, I see the stage itself is not what I'm supposed to be focusing on. The front row seats are all portioned off, reserved for family. Where were they? Were they there that night? No, and I have videos of that crowd too. There's a note attached saying my family is the reason the venue sold out. But that's not true. Can you prove it? See this one? Took out the competition. Cold fear washes over me once I realize what I'm looking at. The first thing I see is a hammer, then a shadow overlaying a woman's hand. Her wrist is twisted back in a painful position. The threat from above is all too clear. On the bottom photo is in a messy scrawl. It reads, "Took out the competition." I shiver. Let's be a little sensitive. I'm sorry, Iris. This must be really rough to go through. Is it sad to say I'm used to this? Iris looks out the window. Again, I see that strange look cross her face. The way she seemed when I first saw her. lost. Whatever is doing this is going. Whoever is doing this is going all out. Indeed, if even one of these got out in addition to my name being revealed, Iris just shakes her head. I know this isn't really an option, but do you even have enough money to pay a sucker? The amount our extortionists want is pretty fucking ridiculous, even by pop star standards. No. Well, if I wanted to, I could. Her eyes flash with open pain. Ask for my family for help. I'm certain they would spot me the cash, she says bitterly. Let's see. Go with this one. Maybe they're behind this. Maybe they're the ones who are doing this. Trying to get me desperate enough to return? Wow. You're famous now. You could do them a lot of good. You could assist it. Iris soundly refutes the idea. No. They would have wanted me when I was still young and malleable. As unhappy as my decision made them, they gave me their blessing in their own way. But about those pictures, anything more you could tell me? I don't even know where to start. How about that one with stage? Iris lights up the car with her smile again. It takes all my self-control to smile back at her like a big love-struck goof. My first full house. It was in El Grotto, one of the oldest clubs in the city. It was even a speakeasy in the 20s. Iris takes the photo from me. A few of them actually spark up a look of fondness in her eyes. They treated me like a queen. It was one of the happiest memories of my life. I was 23, 24. I still had my first agent then. She disdainfully ignores the photo of the bribe, pauses over the most damning photo of them all. Do you know her? In the scene where I worked, everybody knew everybody. And we all knew each other's business too. Couldn't keep a secret longer than a week in those days. What happened to her? Iris turns the photo upside down. She up and left one day. No explanation. Always figured she got pregnant. Being unmarried and pregnant is a scandal that might ruin someone's career today. Back then, woof! The more I pry at Iris, the more I start to sense some inconsistencies in the narrative. I don't get the sense she's lying to me, but something is bothering me about those photos. Wait a second, let me take a closer look. Excuse me. Alright. Take a look at these bills. The suitcase says your agent was the one being bribed, but you let her go in your early 20s, right? That's correct, she says a little guardedly. So look at the dates on them. Those were all minted last year, so they couldn't have been gifted to anyone decades ago. It's not that many decades. Hey, I'm trying to clear your name, Iris. We could fuss over your actual age later. Okay. You said they treated you well here? Yes, they did. and they comped all my drinks and all my friends who work backstage too. The memory makes her laugh. The sends a little tingle down my spine. Focus, girl. You're left-handed. I point to the stage. Everything here is set for a right-handed singer. And a paint. You said that it was an old club? Was it freshly painted just for your performance? Iris crouched down, thinking hard. No, they didn't. They wouldn't. Part of the charm was the culture around it. The sense of experience that only age could bring. Are you talking about yourself or the club? Iris raises an eyebrow, trying hard to seem stern, but I can tell she's pleased. Ooh, smooth as silk. Right. You said nobody could keep a secret. Did anybody know this singer was married? What? No. She never married. She wasn't type, and trust me, there wasn't a person alive who could change that woman's mind. So why does this woman in the picture got a band around her ring finger? A soft gasp, barely covered when she claps a hand over her mouth. Oh my goodness, you're right. She leans closer, and she's missing her beauty mark. Why, this isn't the same person at all. Dun dun dun! A very convincing double, perhaps. These are all fake, Iris. I stand up, waving them triumphantly in the air. Someone doctored these photos, fudged them around to make blackmail material. These are all fakes. Edited, modified, staged, whatever way you want to phrase it. But why? I'm stumped. Was there another rival in Iris's life? Someone with a vendetta against her family? Oh, thank goodness! Iris slumps in relief, one hand over her chest. If you could figure that out with just surely. She strokes her chin, brows furrowing. Perhaps if I lawyer up, get my PR firm in action. Iris starts musing out loud, quickly revolving so she's in control again, planning a way to protect herself. I realize then exactly how scared she must have been. If she only just now started to think of a real solution. I wish I had someone else look at these sooner. As though remembering my presence in the car, she looks up and smiles gently at me. Why, thank you, my dear. These photos had me thinking everything I knew was wrong. Worst of all, I realized that until this very moment, a small part of me had been convinced too. There's still a link between you and your family. Still so much unanswered though. The link between you and your family is still there. And someone knows the truth, whether or not they have any evidence. The stress lines on Iris' face deepen, her sunshine smile vanishing again. You're right, she admits quietly. She starts putting away all the photos, tucking the envelope back in her purse. The letter remains on her lap, folded. It feels sinister, like it carries its own weight. I wouldn't want it out of my sight either. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, phone. I thought my character said it. I guess we'll go ding, 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 ding. A cell phone blares out an unfamiliar tune, making us both jump. Laughing sheepishly, Iris pulls out her phone and checks it. A text from one of my kids. I don't know if I can answer it right now. My head is still too jumbled. Let's see. Do they know? Oh, actually, let's be a detective. Do they know about this? No. The sharp, severe tone of her voice doesn't match her sweet nature. I hope I never had to hear it again. And they never will. My boys are everything to me. I wouldn't let them get wrapped up in that filth. You're a good person, Iris, and a good mom, I'm sure. You're just saying that to be nice. I get a lot more bold when I'm trying to be nice. I am taking that line as well. That's going to be another line I'm going to take. Yeah, this is going to... I'm pretty sure I'm going to take a lot more one-liners and come-on lines from this game, I feel. Yeah. What I'm saying is, it's clear you aren't anything like your parents. Iris isn't someone who will let her kids get dragged into the criminal underbelly of the world. But maybe someone like that, someone who would try to raise their kid in a dangerous, violent world, would be someone who isn't willing to let go. Did you say something, dear? I blink a few times. Then I pound one fist in my palm, exclaiming loudly, "Them! It's them! They won't let you go." Getting up, I begin to pace. You're a careful woman. I have no doubt that Iris isn't connected to her family anymore. Someone who takes this as seriously as she does wouldn't leave no stones unturned. So, we're gonna apply Octum's razor here. The simplest solution is the best one. There are only two groups we know for sure that are aware of your past. You and your family. So unless you're blackmailing herself, the simplest explanation is your family is the one blackmailing you. Her face goes still, her face freezing. Not fear exactly. It just looks like a computer overloaded with too many instructions. Think about it. Who else would they be able to stage? Who else would they be able to stage all this? Or know exactly how to hurt you? Well, it's always the people close to us that hurts us the most. A perfect replica of the Legarto Club, a photo shoot of a model who looks like your old rival. It's so meticulous. Let's see. Only someone really devoted could do this. Iris runs her hand through her hair, gazing out the window with that same lost expression. You okay? Just wondering if I'll ever be free, I suppose. I've been on my own for so long. I refuse to owe them anything. Built my career, my own two hands. I changed my name on my own, bought my dress, all with my own money that I earned. With a trembling hand, she pulls a linen handkerchief out of her purse. But even after all that, they still... Iris stabs at her eyes, careful not to smudge her makeup. She sniffs once, and then seems to settle down a little. She looks up. She's hoping gravity would help her keep any more tears from falling. He'll never own me. If I have to keep fighting all my life, I will. Taking the letter, she rips it right in half and lets the pieces drop to the floor. And that is, as far as I know, is the end of it. Iris doesn't say another word for hours, and neither do I. The train rocks gently, hilltops and valleys rushing past the open window. Shyly, I keep looking at Iris, wondering what happened next, or if I should say anything. She sits with her hands folded on her lap, looking much like she did when I first arrived. Lost, lonely, sad. Again, my heartstrings tugs towards her. I start beating myself over my inability to help. Some private eye I am. All I did was upset her. Thank you. When she finally speaks, she's so quiet I almost don't hear her. For a moment, I think I might have imagined it until she turns those big, mournful eyes on me. I'm sure this isn't what you expected your trip to be like, and you might not realize what you've done for me, but thank you. She pulls out a checkbook from her clutch and starts searching for a pen. It doesn't click right away, and when it does, I reach out and grab her hands to stop her. Iris, no, I don't want your money. I'm not like them. She gives me a sad smile. I don't believe in owing debts or favors, honey. This is the least I can do. She winks, and a bit of her spark returning. I'm not hurting for cash. Let me indulge in spoiling you for a little for your services. Oh, I know. I know she was saying it like that to intentionally fluster me, but well, it works. Let's talk about my fees once we arrive at our destination, at least. We're both on vacation. We should try to enjoy it while we can. Well, if you insist. The little clutch snaps shut. But don't think you'll give me the slip. You won't get away without proper compensation. Understand? I laugh softly. I understand. The silence between us resumes, a little uneasy, but not entirely uncomfortable. Sitting with my arms crossed, I try to relax for the rest of the trip, nodding off before the next stop. There we go. Well, folks, that was the Iris storyline for Love on the Peacock Express. We will be going through the next two very shortly, but let me run my spiel. As always, I am MrKaPao, and you can find me on social medias such as Facebook, which is facebook.com/MichaelPao does stuff, because, well, I do a lot of stuff. Then you can also find me on Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram, all under @MrKaPao, all one word, MrKaPao. Oh, there's also my Twitter, which you can follow me on, which is @MPCalamity. So until next time, happy gaming.